Show here on Friday the 14th of October 2022, and we are having it's kind of hot and hazy day, a little bit sticky, but there's somewhat of a breeze. It's starting to pick up a little bit more now. Yesterday we had a pretty good rain, but we also had a visit from our buddy Wes, which is really cool. Wes, if you're seeing that, my telegram kicked off. So probably have to just text me on the phone if you want anything, or hit face up. But we had, the kids with this school. This is what we run into, and this isn't when we had them in private school. It wasn't like this, but now that they're in the public one, which I'll be glad to get out of as soon as possible. We had a meeting today. Now we had the schedule all put up. They're going to be off on the 26th is their last day all the way through, because there's a couple holidays in November, and we planned a big trip with our friends. We're going to go way up north and check out some places up there. We got a nice itinerary of stuff we're going to do. So that was all set. That's set in stone, and we're going to do it. But we go into the meeting today. Now the kids are going to start next week. They're going to go 5 days. And guess what? Hey guys, sorry, we changed their vacation, and now they go back to school on the 24th, and we were planning on they're going to be in school solid on the 24th all the way through to December. So this is what they do. You can't plan anything if you got kids here when it comes to these schools, and they don't care. We're doing it, and there's too bad. So I told my wife, well, you're going to have to let these people know. No, we got a trip planned. Sorry, I'm not changing the plans now. That's ridiculous. So it's a little frustrating that you have to deal with these folks, and it's just. Like I say, I'll be really glad when I don't have to deal with them anymore. They don't pay these people much. I hate the idea when the kids come back. They are really picking up some horrible habits on their English, because this is what they're hearing at school. So that's not really good. We're gonna look for a private school when we move. Hopefully, it's going to be very soon. And I want to check out the school. I want to check out their facilities. I want to see, we give the kids water to drink. I don't let them drink out the faucets or anything up at the schools, but I'd like to see the facilities. Plus, I'd like to talk to some of the teachers and hear how their English is. Now, when we had Dorothy in the school before, 2 separate private schools, they were fine. We could cruise in there anytime we want, audit if we wanted to, super friendly, and very good English, all the way from the office people to the teachers. There was no picking up bad habits for the kids, and I thought it was a great school, and it wasn't too far from home. I don't mind taking them to find them a good school and driving them to school every day. That's my job, and I look forward to that job, but I want them in something good here. They had a bunch of stuff with the schools here. Why they weren't in private schools here already was because they were still like locked down, everybody freaking out. And here it's very funny that the mask thing is off for out in public, and so many people are still wearing them. I mean, they got these people so conditioned to just bend over and take it. It's just rough, but that's where we're at there. Now the trike, I've got a few things going to happen with the trike. I got the springs. The fellow's looking. There's a fellow looking for springs for me right now, heavier duty. I can't seem to find them anywhere. I don't even know the exact size of this. You can't find much paperwork on these bikes, even at the Yamaha dealer. Like spec sheets of. They give you part numbers, but they don't tell you what size it is or what gauge the wire is. I need heavier springs for the front end. Even when the bike was new and I was just riding it as a motorbike, I was bottoming that front end out on a regular basis. Even when I sit back on the seat and I got the handlebars back. And the other thing I just saw that I can get is they have a big bore kit for this. We'll bring it up to 175 cc, and the advertisement says it gives it nearly a 50% increase in power. And now they sell the kit, the big bore kit. That's a no-brainer to put them on. I've done that before, but it does say you do need a bigger carburetor. I've heard that before when I did jug kits, and I didn't need to, because a carburetor, especially these constant velocities, they'll pick up as much fuel as they need. But if I have to get another carb, I'll do that. The kits aren't too expensive. I don't want to start changing a whole lot of things. I definitely don't want to make it loud. I like them as quiet as can be, and that's why I like this car right here. It's very nice and quiet, and even something we noticed in this, with these tires that we have run at the higher pressure, they're a lot quieter than the stock tires that were on it. So we're pretty stoked. This one here, I had yesterday. I had the back tire was low again, and I went ahead and pumped it up. Here, the valve I put in, I replaced the valve. I pulled it out, and I popped another one in, but it was loose. Somehow, just from driving it, it got loose. Now I always put Vaseline down on the rubber area that meets like the valve where it meets. And I actually got in there with a light and a little dental mirror, and it looks fine. I got in a Q-tip, I cleaned it out real good, I looked at it real good. I don't see any nicks or chips or anything in the valve body, but I still put a little bit of Vaseline. I put it in there. This time I took a little tiny dab of blue Loctite, and I put it on the thread, and then I went ahead and put it on. The other ones are all doing fine. The car's doing okay. I went ahead and I checked that, but now I'm having a discrepancy on I have a really good Clinton tool and gauge, tire gauge, and then my little electric one, and it's got a automatic. You put on how many pounds and it shuts itself off. Well, now they're not showing the same. They did before, but this one I bought, it had a thing where it just wouldn't work for a while. It just was a black screen, it wouldn't work. I don't know what happened, but then later it started working again, and now it's given me different readings. So I pulled out another gauge that I had, one of them old pen types, and I got it. It was showing that I had like the 40 in one notch for these, because they take 44 psi. And then I checked it with my Clinton, and it was giving me, like 43 and a half on all of them. That was good. But when I put it on the car one, it was showing like 36.5. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe it's fritzing out. But it is nice for in a pinch. If you get a flat and I got to put a plug in it, I can pump it up with that. I always keep the gauges. I threw the other pen gauge inside the car too. I keep most of that stuff in a box in the car. And we're going to be taking this on a trip here coming soon. We're hitting up with Mark and Maui, and we're really looking forward to that. There's some super nice folks. We got a nice trip planned. I'm going to bring the cameras along, and we'll vlog some of the stuff we're doing there. And this thing's ready to go. I've been watching the tires with the nails in them, and I'm not really losing any air, so the plugs went good. And none of them were a big nail like my other, the original tires that were on this. One of the things that poked a hole in the tire was a 3/4 inch broken drill bit. And the only way I could get it to stop seeping air was I had to put 2 plugs in it, which that sucks. But it held, it held for a while. But those ones were done. Those tires, the sidewalls were getting soft on them. When you go around corners, they started squealing, and they just had to go. I was trying to keep them as long as I could because of all the nails. My son Maddie and I, we go out. He's always the one who walks with me every night, and we went out and we walked the neighborhood, and we're just picking up nails all over the place, especially down there by the river. That's where we pick up the bulk of them. But I'm not kidding you, I got a Vlasic pickle jar that's almost full of just stuff we picked up, and I don't keep the crappy ones. We throw the crappy ones over here like in the grass, and or down the sewer, something like that. But the good ones we keep. I got drywall screws, I got nails, pop rivets. My goodness, I can't believe how many pop rivets I got. I was looking at my stock of pop rivets, and I thought, boy, I got a little case. I thought, I'm going to have to buy another one of them cases from Lazada. And then I went through that jar and I dumped it out in a box, and I started filling up the sizes in my little box. I filled it. I had so many of them I couldn't put them all into little plastic containers. So you know, these guys, they buy all these materials and they just lose them everywhere, and that's a royal shame. But other things that were going on here too that really got me, that I couldn't figure. This house over here, if you look at it, when they built it, they put the stanchions up on the first floor, and then they put the block in between them, and they're not really held in by rebar, they're just pressured up against the side. But now that they're doing the second floor, they put the block up, and now they're going to have to pour around it for that, and I can see the rebar going through from the block. So I don't understand, you know, what their deal was on that. But the foreman here, and then the old guy here, Tatai, that comes around, they were all just shaking their heads, going, "Man, they're going to have problems with this place down the road." And I can believe it. And then this other one here, when they were building this one, Wes and I were watching it. You know, every time he come over, we were taking a look, and my goodness, both of us were just shaking our heads, because this one will chip, because they got so much mud packed into the bad areas that they put. And it looks okay now, and once they get paint on it, it'll look good. But you know, it just looks to me like there's going to be clumps of stuff falling off, or we get any kind of little tremor or something, there's going to be pieces horking off. So just the way it is. But Wes is still, he's going to be moving pretty soon. I know he stopped yesterday. That was real nice. We were always glad to have a visit. He brought us some absolutely fantastic coffee. My wife doesn't like when I grind the coffee, and she usually doesn't like the flavor, and I just said heck with it and made her some this morning, and boy, she liked it. She, "Oh boy, save me another cup of that." So it's really fantastic coffee from Nicaragua. Just a store-bought one. So that was pretty cool. And but he's still selling his van and also his bike. So if any of you guys out there looking for it, it's the van is actually kind of nice. He's a big fella, and you know, I'm a big fella, and you fit in it. It's actually pretty dang. It's pretty roomy inside, and it's all leather and stuff. I'll have to, if somebody wants to know, hit it in the comments, and then Wes, if he sees this video, I'll see if it's okay to get his number if anybody wants to try it. But it does got a really nice interior in it, and it's just roomy. You know, like I say, he's a big fella, and I think he got it just so he had ease of getting in and out. And it's definitely easy to get in and out. It's a nice buggy. And the bike, you know, it's a CF Moto 650. It's basically the copy of the Kawasaki, and nice machine. I mean, it runs good. I went on some rides with him and stuff, and the dang thing runs fine. So I know he had something with the horn or something, but they got that taken care of. And CF Moto's a pretty popular brand. I know where he's moving. He said they have the dealers down there for the CF Moto also, but for him to ship it there, it was just so expensive. He'd rather just sell it here. I'll have to confirm the price he wants for it, but he was offering a pretty good price, because I think those are, you know, they're like 300 some thousand new, and he doesn't have that many miles on it. I mean, it's basically pretty new. So if he comes out here for a visit again, I'll vlog the bike and let him talk about it a little bit. And next time he comes with the car, I'll do a little vlog on that too, so you can get a better look at it. If you're looking for a vehicle, and I know he's offering it for pretty good prices, I just don't want to say it because I'm not 100% sure what he told me now. It's been a while. So, but I'm gonna let you guys go. And it's sticky. It is. It's kind of humid. This is the most humid day we've had in a long time. Just me walking around like this, I'm just getting all clammy, like already under the shirt. Yeah, I'm all sticky. The kids took a bath before they went up to the school, and they're all sticky already. You know, this is why you always see the kids with the towel in the back of their shirt. These are the days that's for. So, but I'm gonna let you guys go, and you all take care. Don't forget to pray for each other. And this is Rickshaw out.